the sky turns silent. The air grows heavy, charged with an unseen energy. It's a calm that feels wrong, a quiet warning before the storm unleashes its power. Most people think the danger starts with the first raindrop, but they're mistaken. The greatest threat often arrives when the sky is still deceptively clear. This is the moment that determines survival. Before you hear the first rumble of thunder, an invisible process is already underway. Lightning isn't just a random bolt from the sky. It's a massive discharge of static electricity, seeking the path of least resistance between the clouds and the ground. To understand how to survive it, you first have to understand its nature. Up in the storm clouds, ice crystals and water droplets collide, creating a separation of positive and negative charges. The bottom of the cloud typically becomes negatively charged, while the ground below becomes positively charged. The air between them acts as an insulator, but when the electrical potential becomes too great, that insulation breaks down. The lightning you see is that breakdown, superheated channel of plasma, 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun, flashing in an instant. It can travel from cloud to ground, ground to cloud, or between clouds, and it doesn't always strike the tallest object. It strikes the most conductive path. Your body, being mostly water, is an excellent conductor. That's why knowing what to do next is not just a good idea, it's critical. This brings us to the single most important rule for lightning safety, the 30-30th rule. It's a simple, 2-part guideline that can save your life. Here's how it works. Part 1. If you see a flash of lightning, start counting. If you hear thunder in 30 seconds or less, you are in immediate danger. Lightning is close enough to strike you. Why 30 seconds? Sound travels at roughly 1 mile every 5 seconds. So, if you hear thunder 30 seconds after the flash, the storm is about 6 miles away. While that might sound far, lightning can strike up to 10 miles from its parent storm. This is the bolt from the blue phenomenon, where a strike occurs even when the sky directly overhead is clear. So, the moment your count hits 30 or less, you need to seek shelter immediately. Part 2 of the rule is just as crucial. After you see the last flash of lightning, wait at least 30 minutes before leaving your shelter. A significant number of lightning casualties happen because people venture out too soon. The storm may seem like it's over, but the threat can linger. The 30-30th rule isn't just a suggestion. It's a proven lifesaver, used by lifeguards, park rangers, and outdoor professionals worldwide. Commit it to memory. It's your primary defense. Now that you know when to act, you need to know where to go. Not all shelter is created equal. The absolute safest place to be during a thunderstorm is inside a substantial, fully enclosed building. This means a house, an office, or a large public building with plumbing and electrical wiring. These systems help conduct the electrical charge safely into the ground if the building is struck. The second best option is a hard-topped metal vehicle with the windows rolled up. If lightning strikes the car, the metal frame will act as a Faraday cage, directing the current around the occupants and into the ground. Stay away from the windows and don't touch any metal parts of the car's interior. But what about unsafe places? Avoid small, open structures like dugouts, picnic shelters, or rain pavilions. These do not offer adequate protection and may even attract a strike. Stay away from isolated tall objects like trees, flagpoles, or light posts. A single tree in an open field is one of the most dangerous places you can be. Also, get out of and away from water. Lakes, pools, and even puddles are excellent conductors of electricity. Finally, avoid open fields and hilltops where you become the tallest object. Knowing where not to be is as important as knowing where to find safety. So, what happens if you're caught completely in the open, with no safe shelter in sight? This is the worst-case scenario, but there are still actions you can take to minimize your risk. Your goal is to make yourself the smallest possible target and minimize your contact with the ground. Do not lie flat. This maximizes your contact with the ground, making you a larger target for a ground current, which is how most people are actually injured by lightning. Instead, you need to perform the lightning crouch. Squat down, balancing on the balls of your feet. Keep your feet as close together as possible. This minimizes the ground surface area you're touching. Place your hands over your ears to protect your hearing from the deafening thunder and tuck your head down towards your knees. The idea is to be low to the ground, but not on it. If you're with a group, spread out. Maintain a distance of at least 50 to 100 feet between each person. This prevents a single strike from incapacitating the entire group. It's not a comfortable position, and it's not a guarantee of safety. But in a desperate situation, it is your best and only option. Even with every precaution, strikes can happen. If someone near you is struck by lightning, you can be their only hope. First and foremost, victims of a lightning strike do not carry an electrical charge. They are safe to touch. You must act immediately. Check if they are breathing and if they have a pulse. Lightning often causes cardiac arrest. If the person is not breathing and has no pulse, call for emergency medical help immediately. And if you are trained, begin CPR. Continue until help arrives or the person begins breathing on their own. If the person is breathing but unconscious or has other injuries, treat them for shock and address any burns or other trauma. Move them to a safer location if possible, but prioritize immediate life-saving care. People can and do survive being struck by lightning, but their survival often depends on the quick actions of those around them. Don't be a bystander. Be a first responder. The raw power of a thunderstorm is one of nature's most awe-inspiring displays. It demands our respect and our caution. But it doesn't have to be a source of fear. With knowledge, you can replace that fear with preparedness. Understanding how lightning works, memorizing the 30-30th rule, knowing the difference between safe and dangerous shelter, and learning how to protect yourself in the open are all powerful tools. These aren't just abstract facts. They are practical steps that have been proven to save lives time and time again. Survival isn't about being stronger than the storm. It's about being smarter. It's about recognizing the warning signs the sky gives you and acting decisively. You have the power to protect yourself and those you care about. The final lesson is simple. You can survive. Would you know what to do if you were caught in a storm right now? Think honestly. This knowledge is too important to ignore. If you found this guide helpful and want to learn more real-world survival skills that could one day save your life, take a moment to subscribe to the channel.